Hello everyone, and in today's video we'll have a look at a quick outlook on the weather chart, which is the maximum temperatures, also the precipitation forecast, followed by the storm risk, the severe weather warning, and also today's maximum temperatures. We'll currently start off with this maximum temperature forecast. You can currently see those temperatures spike up to nearly around, I would say, hottest hour is around 3 o'clock, so temperatures peaking 30 to 33 degrees in parts of England and the Midlands widely. But that's going to change tomorrow, as the heat tomorrow will be focused and confined across this stretch of England right here, the eastern England, temperatures capping up to 33, 32 degrees, warmest hour at around 2 o'clock tomorrow. We expect around 33, 34 degrees, if not 35 or 36 isolated in some regions, but that's only for very exposed spots. Generally we're expecting around 31, 32 degrees widely for that area exposed. Now, as we move on into Saturday evening, that heat does take a while to lose its energy, and as we head into Sunday, it does lose its intensity by a few degrees away, with highs around the mid to high 20s, which is where we expect for this time of year. Into Monday, we do get a little bit cooler, with temperatures holding up to 20, 21 degrees, where it's going to be cool, feeling cooler from what we just had, which is 10 degrees of 10 degrees hotter than 20 degrees. So on Monday, we're going to be seeing much cooler conditions, which some of you might want for after the heat wave, obviously. But on Tuesday, it does start to get colder it does start to get hotter again, with temperatures peaking up to 23, 24 degrees around the mid to low 20s again. Now let's move on towards the precipitation chart. There is a storm risk tomorrow again as we move into Saturday. You can see that storm risk focusing across parts of England and Wales. Not talking about severe thunderstorms. These just talking about these localized pockets of very, very localized rain. And again, if you're caught in one of them, these sometimes will be heavy, but it does look like it is on the light side this time and not on the heavy side. But they have issued a thunderstorm advisory just to see how this will look out. So not a thunderstorm warning, a thunderstorm advisory, as it does sweep into Saturday. You can see that real band of very heavy rain moved in. I think that's why they have issued this advisory right here. Here's the part where very heavy rain crosses. You can see around Saturday into Sunday, you can see very heavy rain crossing parts of the Midlands, another batch crossing Scotland, and it does calm down. But then on Monday, there is another stronger risk for parts of the southeast that we'll be seeing thunderstorms for part of the south again. That around midnight area again, that's where we will see it. But continuing this now, you can see it does stay pretty wet into Tuesday, into Wednesday, continue to get this low pressure cycle, which is low pressure after low pressure, which again, it will bring westerly winds, and the westerly winds are from the Atlantic, which brings a lot of rain and moisture to our country, which is what's going to cause this loop to continue with more rain and more wind. But the storm risk forecast, this one is sometimes quite reliable. As we play on to Saturday, there is a moderate 30-40% chance of risk peaking up onto part of the Midlands, Wales, Scotland, and also eastern Scotland and western Scotland, parts of Republic of Ireland, and scattering down towards the south, towards the Bristol area. But still, as we continue into nighttime, that risk does grow into a high 50% risk of thunderstorms, stretching down to that Brighton area all the way up to that Lerwick Island area. That's where Scotland is. So really widespread storm risk here could actually be upgraded to a warning if we see this in more look tomorrow. There is actually a chance for that to happen, as we continue to see how this unfolds. But currently in this situation, we are seeing the strongest storm risk will be at Saturday around 9 in the evening. And now it does sweep through most parts of the United Kingdom before clearing away. And that's where I'll stop right there. On to Monday. You can see still as we continue this, if you are quite interested, you can see there is still some of that risk, but it is generally pretty low, so we don't really need to worry about that anymore. But here's the thunderstorm advisory. This is not, keep in mind, this is not by the Met Office. This is by a net weather website. If we click on this, if you have watched yesterday's video, you will know I've shown this. But for those who haven't, here it is. We have got a thunderstorm advisory, and it's an early thunderstorm advisory for Saturday, 21st of June. Dates are not set on here, so it can be anywhere, any time on Saturday of June. It can be nighttime, morning, or afternoon, but most certain right now is the evenings, which we'll be seeing that. Risk of thunderstorms again, and like I said, stretching up towards eastern Scotland all the way down to that Southampton, Plymouth to I would say Exeter area. But that's a very widespread area. For me, it's a very widespread area. But if we look inside that risk of thunderstorms, you see here there's a black outline circling what's called large hail potential. What that means is if you're in that area, there's a risk that you could be hit with pretty large hail. As we fast forward back into this run right here again, there into the afternoon, some scattered thunderstorms, but as to add onto that, more thunderstorms crossing that area where we got that large hail potential again, which we could see again. Net weather, this could actually be upgraded to a thunderstorm warning tomorrow morning, which again, I might keep you updated tomorrow, or I might even push out an earlier video like I don't usually do if some things do really go south. But for now, it's still an advisory, so don't worry about it too much yet. Now, the maximum temperatures today is 31.2 degrees in Jersey, recorded at 4 in the evening. 4 in the afternoon. And yesterday's one was 33 degrees. Why is it colder today? We have got a little bit more wind, and the UV level today is generally low. And one last thing to add on with it, we have got quite a bit of cloud in the warmest hour. So today, those temperatures are still up into the 30s, but not as warm as yesterday, 33 degrees by Lakenheath Royal Air Force Base, which is again reflected on here, 30 degrees today by Lakenheath Royal Air Force Base. And the reason why it's dropped down to 30 degrees is because of the cloud, the UV level, and we have got some wind today, which is put all those ingredients together, and then you get some cooler air. The opposite happens when you get very high UV level, very minimal wind, if not no wind, or even humidity could help, a lot of humidity. And if you mix all of those ingredients together, and on top of that with sunshine, you get very, very hot air. This is how we create heat waves in the UK with all 4 of those ingredients. This is the perfect recipe basically for very nasty heat wave. But we are not looking into that pattern yet, hopefully. So that's it for this end of this video. Keep you updated for anything. If this does get up into a warning, the storm advisory, if it does get into a warning, I might push out an earlier video tomorrow. But otherwise, still I'll keep on posting videos about this. Thanks for watching this video, and until next time, goodbye.